I'm Laurel Gray from Happily Organized, and I'm here on this beautiful day with Kristy Smith. And Kristy is from Virtual Elves. She is an expert virtual outsourcing extraordinaire. I don't even know how else to introduce you. So I'm wondering today, Kristy, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit more, talk a little bit about your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for having me here. This location is just incredible. So
Beautiful.
Thank you. I know, it's gorgeous. I feel like jumping in the water. I'm Kristy, and my business is focused around virtual outsourcing. And what we essentially do is look after businesses that are in overwhelm, and we help them understand how to work with a virtual assistant. We educate them on systems and processes that will help them work virtually. And then we help them find the right virtual assistant to work with them long term. So this is all about nurturing them in the beginning, helping them find the right person, and then going and supporting them through the process as they work with the virtual assistant.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
So you're there, you're supporting them, holding their hand the whole way through from start to, well, I guess there's never a finish. But
no, that's right. And that's really important to me. You know, I have a very strong customer service base. You know, all my life I've worked in customer service roles. And I guess it's really important to me that my clients feel like they're getting the very best of everything. You know, the best of me, the best of the services that we provide. And in doing that, it gives them a really supportive, you know, environment to work virtually with a virtual assistant, but also to step out of their business a little bit more.
Yeah,
as
it sounds good to me.
That's right. Because that's important, you know, it's you want some freedom in your business. You don't want to be working 80 hours a week. You know, you want some freedom to be able to step away, not only time for yourself, but also time to actually strategize in your business, which a lot of people don't do. It's very reactive. So yeah, it's really important.
Okay, so you're really helping business owners to step back, see the big picture, and start to think of all the different things that they can outsource.
That's right. So yesterday, as an example, I met with a brand new client, and she was very excited about giving me 2 things that she could thought that she could outsource in her business. And what was fabulous was, you know, on my website I have this 100 things that a VA can do for you. And she was looking at the list as we were talking. She's going, I didn't know that they could do that. Oh my goodness, I'm not even doing that. So it's getting them understanding that it's not just the reactionary, busy things that you know need to be done. Have a think about it long term as a strategy and say, well, you know, everything's going digital, online now. Have a think about the things that you're actually not doing that you could be doing that could be generating business for you and see whether you could outsource that. So, you know, a lot of businesses will come to me and say, look, Kristy, I only have 5 hours worth of work of that, you know, really that I think I can do. And my answer is always, no business only has 5 hours worth of work you can outsource.
No way.
Seriously, if you can't find 20 hours worth of work, your business isn't running very well. There's absolutely 20 hours worth of work you can outsource if you really put your mind to it and think about what you're doing and what you're not doing. So
absolutely.
That's right. So, you know, the beginning stage is a very nurturing stage. You know, I run through 4 stages to help a client understand what actually working virtually means to a business and how you can get the most out of it. So a lot of that, you know, which is a lot of what you do, is that pre-stage of setting up a business to be cloud-based, have good systems and processes for both CRM, for website, make sure that online they're very visible. You know, but that's the first stage. But then, you know, going through that, it's then, well, what's really important to me in my business and how can a virtual assistant really help? You know,
And it sounds like complement.
Look, it is completely. It's complementing. It's, you know, working long term. You know, I just keep bringing the clients back to say, think long term. You know, I've had my virtual assistant for 4 years now, and literally I can walk away from my business for 12 days and not do anything. And the business still runs. You look at my business and it doesn't change. The only thing is no one answers my mobile phone. So,
Right.
Yeah, exactly, which is perfect. And I can switch off completely. That's the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's any business's goal to be able to walk away for that period of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I'm really curious about, I get a lot of clients, that's you, I'm sure, if you're watching this, asking me, all right, can you just go get a person overseas to do a job, $5 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever, and just hand it off. And I don't really know how to respond to my clients, because I guess the technical answer is yes, I could go and do that for them. But maybe you can explain how your process is different.
Yeah. I guess, I try not to get angry when people come to me and say that, because the myth is out there that, yeah, absolutely, you can go and find a $5 an hour virtual assistant. And the truth is, yes, you can. But what you're not realising is, the truth is, yes, you can, but do you know what you really need before you go and do that? A lot of people will go and spend, there's companies out there that charge $600 to recruit a virtual assistant. $600,
Wow.
and that's just the recruitment. Then they're charging $25, $30 an hour for these virtual assistants that they're only paying $5 an hour for.
Right.
So, and there's articles that crop up all the time about, businesses that are rocking the system with only paying $1 and $2 an hour for their virtual assistants. Why I'm different is we pay our virtual assistants the highest rate you possibly can. It's important to me that my business is run ethically, that I'm not just supporting my clients, they're still getting a really good person for a really good rate, but the virtual assistant is the one that's also winning, and that's really important to me. I'm supporting someone's life here, and $2 an hour does not support a life over there. It doesn't support their family. It doesn't feed them for, a week. That's the deal. So I think you need to be, you need to go and you need to see how they live. You need to see how they work. I've done that. I understand that. I know what they need to live well. So that's the first thing. The second thing really that is important to me is you can't go and hire. Would you go and hire somebody full-time in your business without first having a job description and understanding what you really need?
No.
That's right.
Some of my clients have tried to do that.
And that's the problem. But I bet they've come back and said it didn't work.
Yeah.
And a lot of the clients that are coming to me come back because that process didn't work for them. There's no nurturing. There's no support. It's purely, there's your person, see you later, off you go, good luck. And I don't believe that builds a long-term relationship.
Yeah, it sounds like it's building trust on both ends.
Yeah.
From your staff and also from the clients.
Yeah.
So that they can come to a mutual understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also building a job description that the client wouldn't have even known about or thought about prior to going through the process with me. It's digging into their business, and it's really drilling down into what they really do. This it's not a simple process for people to go through. My clients come back to me and say, oh my God, Kristy, I sat on a plane for 3 hours doing this on the way to Perth, one of my clients. 3 hours I sat there and I went through your brain dump and process that you put me through, and oh my God, what a life-changing experience that was, because I never realised how much I really did. Because when you're in it, you don't get it. You don't understand what you're actually doing. And when I ask you to write down every single thing, it's like a diary.
Yeah.
You write down everything you do in your day. And if you make a phone call, I want you to write down what that phone call was for, because I guarantee you that someone else could have done that for you. So it's just little things like that. Everyone says, I'm busy, but are they really busy? Or are they just making themselves busy? Yeah.
Oh gosh, it sounds like deep.
It's deep.
It's getting deep, and it's hitting a little bit too close to home for me right now, because I think I'm going to need to start engaging your services coming up in the next couple of months.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I'm nervous, but I feel better talking to you about it and knowing that I'm supported the whole way through.
Yeah. And that's important. And I know that there's no one, there is nobody doing what I'm doing here in Australia at the moment. Going as deep and as supportive as what we do.
All right, wonderful. Well, I'm also curious, I'm going to keep asking you some questions. This Happily Organized, we're all about organizing. So I'm wondering if you can share a little bit about your organizing challenges that you either personally face or that you notice that your clients are facing a lot.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing really that clients are struggling with is how to manage their daily work on a daily basis. So how do I manage emails coming in and, all these files that I'm trying to save and the WordPress that I'm trying to update my blog, and it all sort of blends into this whole daily management of things, you know, and how do I actually organise my emails? And, you know, for me, I moved over to Gmail only at the end of last year. I was an Outlook bunny.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
Well, congratulations. That's a big step.
Yeah. I'm very proud of myself for that. So, and in doing that, oh, my goodness, just the way that I can organise, the way that I can organise things and set the rules and everything, life-changing. So, you know, what you do with setting people up with Gmail and having them organised is just brilliant. You know, and then the file storage and working all of that out, you know, it took me a long time to realise that I was doing it all wrong. And probably 2 years ago, and it was only really when I was, I guess, managing big files that I realised Dropbox was the thing I needed. And so talking to people about, you know, if you put your files into Dropbox and you order it properly and you have everything done in a really easy way, people can share that with you, you can share it with them, and it's an easy process. So I guess it's, you know, with organising, it's all consolidating everything for me. That's what it was. My challenge really was I had things everywhere. How do I consolidate it so that I'm not doing too much work? So, and accounting.
Oh, yeah, accounting. Oh, my gosh.
I don't want to talk about that. So now that I'm on a cloud-based accounting program, everything's so much easier.
Yeah.
And again, you can get help. That's the biggest thing.
It's all in the cloud. Everything will integrate and speak nicely to each other.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. Cool. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
I'm wondering, one last little question for you. If you can share your top organizing tip that you've learned working with virtual assistants over the years.
Yeah. My biggest tip, and I really recommend that anybody working virtually with anybody uses a project management tool. The project management tool that we recommend is Asana, and only because it allows everybody to collaborate. It's really structured. And what's beautiful about it is that, you know, again, I had this client yesterday and she just said, look at my notebook, Kristy. I've got 30 pages of client notes, of things that I want to do. and essentially she said, every time I flip the page, I forget about what's on the page before.
It just goes away.
Exactly. So my biggest tip is set up a project management system. It doesn't even matter if you've got someone else that's working with you. Just use it for yourself.
Yeah.
Offload it. Put it into that project as a project and all the tasks that need to go with it. Then when you're ready, you can look and say, what could I work on now?
Yeah.
And then you can either assign it to somebody, hopefully by then you've got a virtual assistant, or you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
And it gets ticked off and it goes away.
Okay, that's a great tip.
It's fabulous.
I've tested using Asana. I've tested Wunderlist. Probably Asana is a little bit better for project management.
It is. Wunderlist is great, and I use that for all my lists and, you know, personal stuff as well. It's fantastic. But what I do find is Asana is good for actually visually it's better. So Wunderlist, you know, you've got your list, but then you can't see all the tasks that are under it until you open it. Whereas Asana, you can visually see all the tasks that are relating. It's very easy to assign and to see what's coming through, and it's a bit more collaborative comment-wise.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
Yeah, so we set that up for all of our clients when they're working with a virtual assistant.
Oh, wonderful. So, you know, I always want to end my videos with some kind of a challenge for everyone watching to go back and actually do. Shouldn't take more than 30 minutes. And your challenge this week is to go back and offload all that stuff that's clogging your brain right now into either an Asana, a Wunderlist, into an Excel spreadsheet even, just to get things out of your mind and clear, and start to think about what it might look like to work with a virtual assistant and what it looks like to get the process rolling. If you want to find out more from Kristy, you can go to virtualelves.com.au and find out more about her services and her offerings. And I want to say thank you so much for sharing today. It was really lovely having you here.
I enjoyed it so much. It's such a pleasure, and I hope that everybody has got at least a little bit out of this, and it's sort of started the process in their mind to think about how they could work with a virtual assistant.
Awesome. Thanks, Kristy.
You're welcome.